Newfound might be a better reference.
If if you missed something and you kind of want to watch the workshop again, we're going to put it up on the library so you can access it for free. If you want to watch it again, if you missed something, you're like, what did he say that time? I missed that. You can just like go back and replay it.
Awesome. Well, again, internal freedom fighting. So how to use the principle of resistance to create freedom of movement in the body. And so today we'll be playing with that principle of resistance. And in my understanding, in my experience, when we are able to, connect with this principle, both in applying and creating resistance, as well as taking it away, we gain a really powerful sense with our bodies, connection with our bodies, as well as how to connect our bodies with the world around us, and how to move gracefully through the elements, through the obstacles that we face. And I was introduced to this practice, it's kind of this understanding through a friend of mine named Isaiah Fleeceback, who is a body worker out of the Bay. And I had injured my knee and tore my LCL and damaged my meniscus, and I couldn't walk. I was training martial arts, and it, just popped. And then the next day I was limping and couldn't really walk for about a month. It was really painful to walk. Everyone was saying it should get surgery and things like that, and I was really not trying to go that route. And I got connected with Isaiah, and he showed me certain techniques through Skype at the time, virtually, that actually helped me rehabilitate my knee and just gain an amazing sense of how to strengthen and create flexibility and mobility, and how to work with the fascia in the body through this practice. And I've kind of taken it and made it my own, which I want you all to do as well. Everyone is coming with a unique body, with unique kind of predispositions and kind of things that we're all are challenged with. So I don't want this to be a cookie cutter kind of experience where you're just copying what I'm doing. I want you to kind of like take it and internalize it, take it, embody it, and see how it is expressed through your own being. So shorts, back to, kind of my experience. So I avoided knee surgery. And since then, I've used these techniques with clients, many clients, and have only seen positive results. Like I've never seen anything negative happen when doing this practice. So it's really powerful. And another part, mindset I want you to have kind of going into the workshop is where the goal is to kind of use movement almost like a form of self-massage, or a form of like therapy that we can help go deeper into a more connected and relaxed state in the body. And the class I'll be doing in Synergy Movement is going to be focusing on that. It's really kind of using movement as a form of self-massage or as a form of body work. All right. Does anybody have any quick questions before we get started? Anything that is helpful for me to know? Like Dottie mentioned, she tweaked her back a little bit. Is anybody else dealing with any aches and pains in the body? No, I'm seeing everybody sounds pretty good. All right, well, welcome everybody, and we'll get started now. So we can all stand up. We're gonna warm up a little bit. I want to find the right angle. There's no glare. All right, here we go. So we're gonna start with some breath, some breathing. For me, breath and stillness is like the canvas that movement now becomes the artwork. Movement becomes the colors on the canvas. So I always begin with tuning into the breath and just finding some stillness, tuning into the body. All right, we're gonna do a breathing technique where we're gonna focus on the inhale. We're gonna do some rapid, deep breathing just to kind of get some energy moving. All right, so we're gonna inhale, starting with the belly here, letting the belly fill up, letting the chest fill up, imagining like the breath coming all the way to the top of the head, and then releasing it off, and then inhaling right back. We're gonna do about 30 of these breaths. If you start to feel lightheaded, it doesn't need to be so intense. We're just trying to get some energy moving. So let's all do it together. Breathing in and releasing. And in, and in, and in. And pick up the pace a little bit. And we're gonna exhale completely. Inhale all the way once more. And exhale nice and slow, relaxing the body as you exhale. Inhale once more. And here we're gonna exhale. And as you exhale, I want you to find a comfortable place where you let most of your air out, and you're gonna hold your breath in that place. Just observing as you hold your breath, observing how your body feels, listening to the inner voice inside of you. Really trying to tune into the body and letting that mental chatter quiet. When you feel like you need to breathe in and your body is really like, I need some air, you can let yourself breathe in, but I really want you to check in and make sure it's your body telling that and not your mind. If you find yourself seizing or holding your body in a tense way, see if you can relax that area. And wherever you are, you can come back to a natural form of breathing. You may have felt something moving. The goal is to just kind of get some things flowing, get some things started. So the next warm-up we're gonna do is called the body wave. And this is something we do at the beginning of every synergy movement class. And it's a serpentine movement, spinal undulation, where we're gonna take our chin, bringing the chin to the chest, bringing the head down, and really accentuating the curves in the spine and finding that place where the movement doesn't stop. It's continuous. We want to align our breath with this movement. I'm inhaling as I'm coming up, and as I compress my body, I'm letting my body exhale. Looking good, y'all. All right, now we're gonna do the opposite movement. So we're staying with the spinal wave. Before I was coming here, now I'm gonna reverse it. Everyone has one side that might feel a little more awkward than the other, and that's totally normal. All right, we're gonna transition to another movement. So here we're gonna take our arms and raise them above our head. And we're gonna take that same wave principle and we're gonna go side to side with it. All right, so arms up over the head and finding that wave side to side. You can imagine as if you're holding a ball above your head. Your hands are kind of circular, holding an energetic ball. You can widen your legs to kind of deepen that movement. All right, we're gonna bring the hands in front of us, kind of keeping that ball. And we're gonna kind of move that ball side to side. You can let your arms kind of sway side to side, and then let your arms go. All right, so you're finding that twist, allowing the arms to make contact with the body, exhaling on contact. The movement should be coming from the legs. And we're gonna slow that down nice and gradually. And we're gonna bounce here. Just bouncing the shoulders, letting the hands go. All right, shake the feet out as well, one at a time. You can kind of shake the hand and the foot simultaneously, like it's wet and you're trying to shake the water off. And other side. All right, so now here we're gonna balance on one leg and bring that knee up, and we're gonna shake that foot side to side. We're trying to get some action in the hip here. You can really kind of accentuate that twist that happens. And do it to the other side as well. Balancing on one foot. If you need to hold on to something, that's fine. You need to go to the wall. Place your hand on the wall here. We're just shaking that foot loose side to side, and it's creating a rotation and a twist in the hips. All right, we're gonna do the same thing behind ourselves. So we're coming on one leg. The foot is coming up behind us, and we're shaking it behind us. Other side. All right, so now we're gonna take our knee. From standing, we're gonna bring our knee up to the side, bring it across and back. It's just finding a circular movement. We're gonna alternate one side, then the other side. Trying to see how big we can make that movement. Try to slow the movement down, find that control. And we're gonna reverse it. So the knee is gonna come up and then out. All right, now we're gonna kind of pause and we're gonna come down in a little squat here. Now everybody's gonna kind of have a place that's different where they feel comfortable. If you need to come up onto your toes, do what you gotta do. But I want you to come here and just hang out here a little bit. If you need to put your hands on the ground to kind of Loosen up the hips a little bit. Kind of make it your own. If you need to hold on to something, hold on to a doorknob or a chair, something to kind of get comfortable here. But just breathe in, and we're gonna just chill out here for a second. All right, for those who would like some music, I am going to copy a playlist link for Spotify into the chat. So for those who wanna put on some music, there it is. All right, now from here, we're gonna come up a little bit and kind of like a half. We'll come up all the way, and then we're gonna lower back down halfway, and we're gonna place the knees. I don't think the playlist didn't go through? Oh no, it was a direct, my bad. It was a direct message to Salim. Let me do it to everyone. Only Salim was gonna be jamming. No, y'all gotta get that music. All right, cool. Did everyone get the music in the chat? Give me a thumbs up. All right, cool. So yeah, if you're feeling it, it's just some music. It's a playlist I made called Active Relaxation, and so check it out if it helps you. I'm gonna keep my music free so that you can hear me well. All right, so when you're ready to jump back in, we're here, and we're halfway, and I want you to curve the spine so that you can flatten this lower back area and kind of straighten it. Align your spine from the top of your head all the way to your tailbone. All right, trying to connect those 2 points. Breathing, and now from here, we're gonna kind of extend one arm and kind of twist. You may feel a pop. You may not. Be gentle on yourself. Don't force anything. Just relax into this twist. You can alternate side to side. All right, and when you're ready, we're gonna come to the ground. So that concludes our warm-up. But everything we did in the warm-up is kind of preparing us for the movements we'll be doing here. All right, so in Taoist healing practices, or Chinese medicine, some call it, we have the 5 elements. And today, the intention is to work on the element of wood, which is the element of springtime, and kind of the suppleness in our bodies, the springiness, the juiciness in our joints, and kind of that youthful quality that we see in children and babies. So we want to kind of tune into that in our bodies, these twisting motions, a lot of, these kind of, juicy side to side kind of circular movements. You look at how trees move, and their branches, they're very elegant and graceful. And so that's the kind of, that grace of movement in the body is what we're trying to tune into here. So now we're gonna come back to the body wave from this position. Our legs are at a comfortable angle, wide. We're gonna come back into the body wave, exhaling, inhale as you come up, and exhale as you compress the spine. And here we're trying to move with as little resistance as possible. So we're trying to find that really graceful, really soft place of, there's no struggle in the movement. It's effortless and continuous. All right, and we're gonna do the reverse. So as we were before, I was coming down and then up. Now we're doing the opposite. So we're kind of leading with the lower part of the body, and the head is following. I want you to pay attention to your feet and your ankles, your toes, and see what it feels like when you bring your toes back towards your head. So kind of flexing, that would be dorsiflexing the toes back towards your head as you do this movement. And then you can point the toes. You know, plantar flex the toes. You can just see how these different positions of the feet, when you activate the feet, how it feels down the legs, up, you know, and connect to your spine. You know, play with different positions. You can make circles with your toes as you do this. All right, so from here, we're gonna switch gears. Before we were moving without resistance. Now we're gonna create resistance in this movement. And instead of doing the spinal wave, we're gonna try and sit as tall as we can in our spine. Inhaling, letting the breath really fill up our torso area. We're gonna be really bringing those toes back towards our head. And as we exhale, we're just gonna lean forward. And we're not gonna try and flatten ourselves all the way to the ground. We're trying to lean just as much as we start feeling the stretch in our legs, all right? So we're keeping that spine nice and tall and aligned, and we're exhaling, leaning forward. As you get to your deepest point, we're gonna inhale here, keeping that spine nice and aligned, and now we're gonna lift back up. So here we're actively creating resistance by flexing those toes back towards the head, keeping that spine aligned, making sure we're still breathing. And you can even imagine you're kicking your legs down into the ground. All right, so let's try it again. Inhale here. I'm activating my muscles. I'm driving my legs down into the ground. Exhaling as I'm lowering my body down to the ground. Inhale and exhale, coming back up. Now we're gonna do this a couple more times. Inhale, spine nice and tall. Exhale, lowering the body nice and slow. If you need to put your hands down, that's okay. But we're almost, think of it almost like it's like a push-up, but with the legs here. Inhale at the lowest point, and exhale back to center. All right, we'll do it one more time. Inhale and exhale. I want you to go as deep as you feel you can. Inhale at that lowest point, and exhale, coming back up. All right, now we're gonna open our arms and we're gonna reach from one side and we're gonna kind of swing the arms to the other side. I know you can't see my whole body right here, so I'm gonna move back. But we're reaching to one side here and we're trying to find kind of a place in between. So you can start to play with the resistance a little bit so that activation into the ground, it changes how we move. So now as I change sides, you can see it in my legs. This leg is pressing into the ground as I move to the opposite side. Boom. The other leg's gonna press to get me to the other side. And that connection to the ground is gonna create a ripple effect and a wave through our body. You can start to play with reaching across to the opposite side. And just deepening it as your body opens up. Let it go deeper. All right, we're gonna start to add to this movement. So as we swing to the one side, this hand, this other side is I'm gonna place it on the ground. Now I'm gonna lower, I'm gonna keep the movement going. I'm gonna lower myself down to the ground. This is a controlled fall here. So we're exhaling as we're going down. I'm going from my hand, lowering down to my elbow, lowering down to my shoulder, rolling to the other side and coming up the same way I went down. So as I come up, I'm inhaling up onto my elbow and back up onto my hand, back to center. And switching the direction, coming to the other side, placing this hand down on the ground, exhaling as I lower onto my elbow, lower onto the shoulder. Coming up, inhaling as you come up the same way you went down. We're gonna play with that a couple times each side. You can do it slow or you can pick up the pace, you know, make it your own. But really keep in mind your breath as you're moving. All right, we're gonna add to this movement. We're gonna keep it going. So this is a sequence that I call baby breakdancing. And you'll see why in a second. So as we come down, we're gonna let this leg swing to the other side. As we roll, this leg we're gonna raise it up over our hips, boom, to the other side. So we're kind of feeling the weight shift from one side to the other, back to sitting up. Kind of make sure you're not using momentum. I want you to take it slow at first to really feel the movement. And make sure you have enough room in your space to do this. You know, definitely modify it if your space doesn't allow it. Make sure you do it in both directions as well. You know, take notes of your body and anything you feel throughout these movements. Really take notes. This is a way to get to know ourselves here. All right, the next movement, we're gonna kind of take this movement to the next level. So instead of kind of the arms going and then the leg going and then we're rolling, we're gonna roll all in one motion. By this leg is gonna just come up. So I'll show you. So we're falling to one side and the leg is coming up simultaneous and it's gonna roll us to face the opposite direction. So I'm gonna fall back and boom, I'm facing the other direction here. Make sure you breathe as you roll. Back, coming back to facing each other. Nice. I like what I'm seeing. You can continue that roll. You can make that continuous. So if you're having trouble finding the movement, just watch my screen real quick. So as I roll, I can just keep it going. And switching directions. It looks great, y'all. I love what I'm seeing. All right. So I want everybody to find themselves back on the mat. And we're laying down on our back in this position. All right, and we're gonna bring our arms up over our head And we're gonna let one knee drop. And so as we let that one knee drop, the other knee drops right after, and it's a ripple effect to roll to the side. So boom, 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 and we roll into the side. And back to center, to the other side. So really rolling with a sense of softness in the body, where you feel that ripple effect. Now you ripple all the way up the body. All right, here, I want you to watch my screen. We're coming back to center, and we're going back to a resistance movement. Here, we're gonna kind of do a similar thing that we did when we were leaning down here, but we're doing it from laying down. So we're bringing the feet up in the air. If this is a hard position for you, I want you to just hug your knees a little bit, just to kind of help your low back a little bit. Let your hips get comfortable in this position. And then when you're ready, we're sticking our feet up towards the ceiling and flexing the toes back towards our head. The knees can be slightly bent. They don't need to be straight. We're gonna place our hands on the inside of our knees, and we're gonna inhale here and really inhaling our low back into the ground, really feeling our core engage. And on the exhale, we're gonna let the weight of our arms pull the legs apart while the legs are trying to stay together. All right, so the legs are trying to squeeze together. As you exhale, you're pulling those legs apart. You might feel some heat building up in this position. We're inhaling and exhaling. Now we're gonna pull the legs together, and we're overpowering the weight of the arms. So the arms are still trying to pull the legs apart. All right, so there's this kind of push, this tug of war here, or push and pull here, where we're adding this resistance to build connection in this channel. So inhaling and exhaling. Opening the legs, inhale when your legs are at the widest point, and exhale, bring them back together. So inhaling at the points of rest, exhaling on the movement. Inhale and exhale, opening. And inhale and exhale. One last time, inhale and exhale, opening the legs. If you engage your glutes, you'll feel the stretch go even deeper. Inhale and exhale, bringing the legs back together. All right, and we're gonna release and softly lower our legs back down to the ground. All right, take a moment just to relax into your body. And we're going to change positions here. We're coming onto our side. So you can kind of roll like we just did earlier, softly to one side. And we're bringing our knees up in line with our belly button. So there's a right angle here with the knees, with the legs. Then in the hips, there's a right angle. And then our arm is gonna rest on top of the knee. Other arm is creating a little pillow. We want the spine to be nice and aligned. Breathing, relaxing into your body, really resting into the ground. Feel supported by the ground. The movement here, we're doing another resistance movement. We're just gonna do 3 on each side. And the movement goes as follows. We're gonna flex the toes again, and the bottom leg is gonna be pressing into the ground. Top leg is gonna be opening into the hand. The hand is trying to press down into the leg. So it goes as follows. We're gonna inhale, exhale. I'm pressing the bottom leg into the ground, opening with the top leg.
resisting with the arm. Inhale at the top. And exhale when pressing the hand into the knee. The leg is trying to resist the movement. It's trying to stay open, but the arm is pulling it down. All right, inhaling and exhaling. Coming up. Inhale at the top. And exhale. Pressing the arm into the leg as we close the door. One last time on this side, inhaling and exhaling. Coming up. Inhale at the top and exhale. Coming to a close, you can relax. All right, I want you to roll to the other side, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. If you wanna keep looking at me, we can just come up and switch to the other side. Welcome, Dale. Jump right in. All right, so we're making that nice pillow, stacking our knees, flexing the toes, inhaling, pressing the bottom leg into the ground, exhale, inhaling, fully exhaling as you bring that knee up, resisting with the hand. Inhale when you get to the top. And exhale, leaning the arm, the weight of the arm into the leg. The leg is resisting the movement. If you find yourself shaking, that's okay. That's your brain connecting to your body, re-innervating your tissues and your muscles. The more force you can give, the more you'll get out of this stretch. Inhale, exhale, coming up. Inhale at the top and exhale. Resisting. Trying to keep that leg open. All right, one more inhale and exhale, opening. Inhale at the top and exhale, pressing the arm down into the leg. Leg is resisting as you close the door and release. You can let go, roll back onto your back. We're gonna bring those knees back up to the chest. And now we're gonna rock the knees to one side. Bringing them back to the center. Inhaling as you come up, exhaling, knees coming to the other side. If this is too difficult with your feet up off the ground, you can do this with your feet on the ground. Rocking side to side. Let's take a moment to check in with those areas that we just stretched. All right, we're gonna come back to a seated position. And we're gonna go back to that baby breakdancing sequence. So as we come, we're gonna add one movement to it though. We're gonna come to one side, reaching. Dale, I want you to just watch here so that you can understand the movement. We're swinging one arm to the opposite foot. Behind us, that hand comes to the ground. Boom. Legs swinging to one side, coming up. Keeping the movement soft. Now, as we come up, we're gonna roll onto that side into a pigeon. All right, and from the pigeon, you're just gonna take a moment, let your body go, lift the body back up, and go to the other direction. So boom, lowering down, leg swings up. Boom, coming to the other side, into pigeon. Relaxing the body. Lifting back up. That's it, let him. Lifting back up. Welcome, I. Switching to the other side. I'm gonna go from the top here. Swinging the arm across, reaching for the leg, lowering the body down. As we roll, leg comes, swings up and over. Same direction, we're coming, bringing that leg into a pigeon. Now, if you can, I want you to take the hands away and see if you can lower your body down over your knee. Lift your body back up and relax out of it. Hey, look at Lil Zay. All right, we're coming. Well, oops, I skipped the movement. So got distracted by the baby. He's mad cute. So we're just playing with this movement, making it your own. So as we swing to one side, we're rolling. The legs gonna swing up and over. Coming to the other side, you can pick up the pace if you want. Taking the hands away out of the movement. That's gonna make it more challenging, more core strength here. If you take the hands out of the movement. You can start to play with it. You can start and stop. You can pause at certain points and, click rewind and fast forward and, like start to play in the movements. You can add something that feels good to your body if you want to add to the movement. The important part is to find that freedom. Find that freedom in your movement to where you can just explore movement like a child does. All right, we're gonna pause here. And wherever you're at, come back to center. And we're gonna transition to another position. We're gonna come to a tabletop position. Like you're going into like a cat-cow, here. Hands are just below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And what we're gonna do here, I want you to align your spine, so finding that connection between your head and your tailbone. We're gonna bring our knees together. All right, we're gonna inhale here and exhale, letting the hips dip to one side. Inhale back to center and let the hips dip to the other side. And in and out, rocking to the other side, finding that twist. All right, now we're gonna move front to back with it. Yeah, tail keeps coming in and out. I don't know what's up. All right, so we're lifting the head up. We're doing a little cat-cow here, lifting the head up, inhaling. I want you to grab the ground. So the hands are grabbing into the ground and twisting into the ground out towards the pinkies. So there's a slight twist, and the twist happens Doesn't happen in the hand. The hand is grabbing into the ground, so the twist is gonna ripple up into the arms and shoulders.
Your fingers facing straight ahead.
Yeah, so fingers are just facing straight ahead. It's just the intention of twisting. All right, so as you're grabbing the ground here, twisting towards the pinkies, the elbows are gonna open here. So my elbows are now facing you, right? The inside of my elbows. All right, so as I'm lifting the head up, I'm twisting into the ground. Inhaling, exhaling, keeping that twist, and arching the back. Inhale, lifting the head up, keeping that twist, and exhale. Keeping that same twist. One more, inhaling. And exhale, arching the spine. And now we're gonna rock back. And I want you to keep that grab with the hands. Keep that twist into the ground with the pinkies and rock back into a child's pose. You can walk the hands further in front to, if you wanna get more of a stretch, really reaching out in front of you, grabbing into the ground with the pinkies. Breathe in. Now, with that grab that you have on your mat into the ground, you're gonna grab towards the pinkies and you're gonna pull the body forward into a cobra. All right, and I'll show you from side view so you see what it looks. So I'm in child's pose, I'm grabbing into the ground, my elbows come down, my body is coming forward. I'm gonna transition here from my elbows to my hands up into a cobra. Inhale at the top, kick those feet into the ground, and exhale, reverse. We're lowering the body down, rocking back into the child's pose. Inhale, exhale, grab those pinkies into the ground, pull the body forward, rock onto the hands, up into cobra. Kick the feet into the ground, inhale, and exhale, lowering your body down. And rocking back into child's pose. If you want to take it to the next level, we can take the knees off the ground. But for those that's a little too challenging, stay with this movement and just explore it a little bit more. So now that we added the resistance, we can take away the resistance. So with the grab, now I want you to find a circular motion and take away the resistance. So it's gonna look like this. I'm gonna lift the hips up off the ground or keep the knees on the ground and roll in a circular motion. Trying to find that softness. If you want to take the knees off the ground, find the place where the movement doesn't end. Make sure you're breathing with your movement. All right, and now we're gonna reverse the direction. So we were doing this. Now, boom, reverse it. So we're coming up and over, lowering ourselves down, and completing the circle. If you take your knees off the ground, it looks like this. I love what I'm seeing. Keep breathing, keep moving. All right. Wherever you are, let's come back to center. All right, so now we're going to kind of combine some of the movements we just did. So we did our front to back. You know, we kind of did the child's pose and the cobra, but we also did this motion here, rock to the side. So now we're gonna just we'll do one time around. We're gonna rock back, inhale, back up, rock to the side, inhale, back up, exhale, come into cobra, inhale, back up, exhale, back to the other side, inhale, back up, and rock back into your child's pose. Now, we're gonna take away, so those are your 4 points. We're gonna take away this middle position, this tabletop position. So let's rock into cobra. And now we're gonna rock on, we're gonna let our elbows rest down, and we're gonna rock our hips to one side as we come to cobra. And then we'll rock our hips to the other side as we come back to child's pose. And I call this the winding cobra. So really take it slow, soften the body, feel each part of this movement. And when you're ready, you can switch directions. You can play with the speed and the pace. Hey, Amari. And the important part here is we're playing with this principle of resistance. There's a release and an activation that's happening simultaneously all the time as we're shifting from these positions. All right, and when you're ready, completing your movement back into child's pose, just take a pause. We're gonna walk the hands to one side, grabbing the ground with your hands as you reach to the side and kind of leaning towards the other side. So whatever side you're reaching your arms to, the hips are rocking to the other side. And we're gonna rock to the other side. Finding that stretch along the side of the body. And now we're gonna make it more fluid. So we're just gonna kind of glide the hands from one side to the other. All right, we're gonna add to this movement. So we're gonna complete the circle. So as we come and swing to one side, we're gonna extend the knees. We're gonna come up and reach the hands up over the head and reach back towards the foot behind you and lower yourself down to the side. and rock. Take it nice and slow, making sure you're breathing the whole way. You can switch sides, try the other direction. If your spine is feeling really nice, you can reach behind you and kind of arch the back like this. If not, just reaching up over the head is fine. I love it. Y'all are dancing. That means you're doing it right. All right, beautiful people. Let's come back to center. And we're gonna come up onto the knees. So in this position, we're gonna get nice and tall. And we're gonna take a nice deep breath in. We're adding resistance here. Deep breath in, kicking the feet into the ground. See what happens when you kick the feet into the ground. It's gonna kind of shift your weight. So there's a little ripple effect that happens. You can kind of tune into that wave. I'm gonna change the angle here. So I'm kicking, my feet are flat. And kicking into the ground and letting that ripple kind of ripple through the spine and the hips. Stay soft. All right, we're gonna shift gears here and we're gonna now, as we kick into the ground, we're gonna get nice and tall. Deep breath in, and now I'm just gonna, without letting my spine ripple at all, keeping my core engaged and connected, rib cage aligned with my hips. So being aware of how my hips are situated. I don't want this bend in the spine. I wanna really shift those hips forward, but not too much that it compresses the spine forward. We wanna stay in that middle ground. Deep breath in here. I'm gonna exhale, and I'm just gonna lower my body nice and slowly, kicking my feet into the ground. If you can't go very far, that's fine. Just go as far as you can go and maintain control. When you reach the deepest point, you can inhale and exhale, lift yourself back up. All right? Take it nice and slow. Inhale. Exhale, rocking back. Inhale at the bottom and exhale, come back up. Inhale at the top and exhale, rocking back with it. Inhale at the bottom and exhale, coming back up. One more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale at the bottom and exhale, coming back up and soften. Find that wave. Let the spine go, find that body wave. All right, we're gonna switch positions and we're gonna get back. We're gonna come to standing. So come to standing however is most comfortable for you. Shake it loose if you need to. Catch your breathing. Calm your breathing. All right, so we're gonna do a squat here. This is the last one we're gonna do. And this squat, we're gonna, just like we grab the ground with the hands and we're kind of intentionally rotating towards the pinky, into the ground. We're gonna do the same thing with the feet, but the feet are grabbing in. They're grabbing towards the center. All right, so I'm getting my feet a little bit wider than my hips. We're gonna tuck the pelvis just slightly so that the ribs align with the hips. We're gonna inhale fully, really breathing into your belly. And we're squeezing those legs in towards your center line. All right, so just hold that. Feel what it's like to just hold that for a second. Take a couple breaths. All right. So now we're gonna actually do the squat, but we're gonna maintain that contraction in towards your center. So we're gonna inhale fully here. Really grab the ground with your toes, with all of your feet. We're gonna exhale, and you're just gonna lower as deep as your body allows you to go. Making sure that your weight is sinking into your heels and not your toes. Sink the weight into the heels and maintain that contraction in towards your center. Going deep as far as you can go, maintaining the alignment in your spine. Inhale at the bottom, wherever you are. And exhale, contract the legs, bringing you back up to standing. All right, we're gonna do that a couple more times. So inhaling, exhaling, I'm contracting the legs together in towards the center. As I come deep into the squat, sinking the weight into the heels, keeping the spine aligned. Inhale at the bottom and exhale, contracting those legs. Up here, engage the glutes to really stand up tall in the squat. And now we're gonna do it one more time. Inhale and exhale, sinking into the heels, contracting the legs together, keeping the spine aligned. Inhale at the bottom and exhale, stand up nice and powerfully. Now we're gonna place our hands on our low back, and we're gonna reach the head back, protecting the low spine, and just let go here. And stand back up. We're gonna let ourselves come down into a forward bend. And really just kind of dance your weight around, shifting your weight from one leg to the other. Your legs don't need to be straight. You can keep them slightly bent, but just letting your upper body just hang. We're gonna come up, keeping the upper body soft. Coming up, bringing those hands to the low back, and reaching the head back, trying to look behind you. Inhale, stand nice and tall. We're gonna melt again, melting the upper body. Inhale, coming up. Place the hands on the low spine, on the pelvis, on the hips. And exhale, trying to look back behind you. Making sure you stay soft as you lean back. Making sure everything stays soft. Inhale, standing nice and tall. Exhale, we're gonna melt one last time. And inhale, coming back to center. And we're gonna sit down in whatever position is comfortable. And just take a couple moments of pause. We're gonna take a couple breaths here to close, inhaling together, breathing from the bottom of the spine all the way to the top of your crown, and exhaling. Inhale once again, really letting your lungs fill with air, starting from your belly, raising up into your heart, and up towards your crown. And exhale. Last breath here, inhale. And we're gonna bring both hands up. And when you come up above your head, we're gonna exhale. And as we lower our hands, I want you to scan your body. So we're scanning our head. And as our hands lower, every part that our hands hover next to, we're just really checking in with that area. If you feel any tension, relax in that area. And as your hands rest, you just let everything settle into the earth. All right, thank you so much for joining me for this workshop today. I'd love to hear feedback of all kinds. You know, I'm always trying to grow, so I welcome constructive criticism and anything that just resonated with you. I'd love to hear, you know, how you're feeling in your body in this moment.
Great.
And
I feel great. Let's see.
Good job, Liv. Good job, Liv.
appreciate you, Dale.
I loved
You more, man.
I need this to be a regular class, not just a workshop.
Good thing, because it's going to be a regular class.
Yay!
Sorry, I ran a little late.
Oh, it's all good, Dale. I'm happy you can make it at all, you know, so it's good to see your face.
Yeah. Sorry, I ran a little late. It was supposed to be 11, but I got up at 11 and forgot about the whole shebang, so I apologize, man.
Oh, don't worry, man. We'll do some of this during our Thursday session, so don't worry about that.
Cool.
Well, we're gonna be doing I'll be hosting or I'll be facilitating a regular weekly class on synergy. Synergy.
Yeah, we should do this in the name of DMX, man. I won't tell nobody though.
Hey, man, I hear you. We could definitely do a tribute class for DMX. That'll be awesome. You know, man. So Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. West Coast. What's the Nairobi time for that? 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Hey, how y'all?
It's not gonna work, but that's all good, man. We'll work it out.
When you get back from the club, Celine, you can just hop right into the class, you know.
Nah.
All right, I don't know.
5 p.m. Peru. I'll definitely be tuning in while I'm in Peru.
Yeah, I'm heading to Peru one day soon.
For sure, Dale. Yeah, man. So this was a kind of a combination of different kind of elements that I have resonated with me in my journey, that I kind of just express it in my own way. And like I said, I want you all to take it and run with it. You know, take it and make it your own. Whatever feels right, feels good to your body.
And run with it. Take it and run with it.
And you know, it's you know, it's not meant to stay stuck. Like I want this to stay living, stay growing through each one of us, this work.
You might read about me in the Washington Post when I go out baby breakdancing, you know, down on Black Lives Matter. Just saying.
That's great.
That's what's up.
Get a video.
But yeah, so I call that the baby breakdancing, because those are all like movements, and the way you're moving your body, those translate into like legit breakdancing. Like that's, you know, and then you look and study babies. Like right now I have a 21-year-old son who's teaching me more than anybody ever had. So just the way he moves, you know, and the way he explores movement is just really inspiring and gives me so much to play with as I move with him. And but yeah, I really I appreciate y'all. There's so many, like each one of y'all is like already a healing practitioner and a really inspirational person. So I'm humbled to have facilitated this class with y'all because I know I have a lot to learn from each one of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lev. I thought it was a fantastic workshop. I really like the fluidity of movement. I like anytime I can experience different ways of moving the body, really great. So I like the variations of some things that I already do. So you made me sort of reframe. Even I did a private this morning. The woman I worked with called it the Michael Jackson when we're leaning back, but I hadn't brought motion into it the same way or waves into it the same way that you did. I like the pacing of your workshop. I really liked that you took your time with, you know, with transitions and with each of the movements. I think it's really important. Oh, I need to plug in. My computer's about to die. I think it's really helpful to feel what's going on. So giving space and time to really feel the movements. So I thought the pacing was great. And I felt like it wasn't like you gave the right amount of movements as well. Like it wasn't sort of too much to kind of, because it's a different way of moving than a lot of us are used to moving. So I think that the pacing's important with that. And I thought it was really on point. So yeah, lovely workshop. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for the feedback.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. And, I just want to introduce Lorna real quick. I want to introduce my good brother and friend and mentor Isaiah, who I introduced him before he came on, but he's introduced this work to me a lot of the resistance element of this work that really empowered me, like intensely. And since then, I've just been a different person, and my capability and what I can offer to others and to myself in my own practice is just amplified so much. So I'm really honored and grateful to have him here and to connect him with everybody here. And he's just a really quality human being that is just I'd love to bring him on,
brother, man,
on as a sangha, one day, and he could do a workshop as well, but that's for further conversations. But
thank you, Lev. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the brotherhood and all the good vibes and so much we've learned together. And it was cool. I unfortunately thought it was 11 o'clock Pacific, not Eastern time. So I got thrown off. And then when I realized that, I jumped on I had the two kids. I couldn't really do very much, unfortunately. So next time I'll jump on a lot more. But I really appreciated seeing the evolution of what you're doing, just in your movements, your body. Like, it's incredible to see the transitions and the awareness you have. I feel like before, when you used to move, like it was more, I don't know, it was just, you really are embodying yourself. You're really embodying, from the inside out, an organic movement. And there's just a really high level of intelligence to how you move and the way that you do it and the sequencing that you do. I think it's really intuitive and unique and really, really powerful. So I look forward to learning more, hopefully jumping in fully for the next workshops. And I think it's I feel the same way. When I discovered the resistance work and I started opening up tense spots in my body, a lot of emotional stuff, a lot of scar tissue, different things, and realizing that good pain awaited me, like there was a lot of freedom to be discovered. I needed to move through that good pain and understand what it was and how I could rest into it rather than resist it. And when I started utilizing the resistance, realizing that was my safety mechanism and that I could use a lot of resistance and move into extremely uncomfortable things safely, it was powerful. And it just continues to show me the benefits over and over. So I'm really happy that you're taking it on and that you're making it your own and sharing it with so many people. I know you're going to do amazing things in your life, Lev. No doubt.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I know Lorna had to jump off and Jayanti had to jump off. So we're going to pause the recording. Thank you so much.